Morning everybody, or actually evening if you're watching this at night. Day 2 of Cereals 24. For those of you watching these in other countries, this is the premier outdoor farming show. It used to be in Europe, but they used to get 25,000 visitors here to it over 2 days, but I'm not quite sure what's here at the minute. Yesterday, day 1, seemed quite quiet, but the weather wasn't brilliant. It rained 2 or 3 times. It was very wet and slippery underfoot, and it was not easy walking about because the ground wasn't very level. But lots of people to see, as always. Thanks for everybody who came up and said hello to us. Brilliant seeing the people who watch the videos and meeting people like that. So I had a good day in that respect, good social day. So today having a look around a lot of kit and a lot of things. And if I don't get stuff posted, there might be a bit more than what today's can do, a bit too long. So I'll post the rest of it on Sunday's update. So anyway, Ollie's in front. I'm just following them in because I'm driving straight home from this tonight. So thanks very much for watching and hope you enjoy this update. So there's Ollie with Martin. Cars all parked up there, just going in.
That's my manager.
Naughty Martin, he's tried to move the bollards.
No, you cannot. You cannot. That's only for disabled.
No,
Can you show me your passer?
This is all we've got. That, and I've got to be sure at 9 o'clock. And
Yes,
it's
no,
now
no.
25 too as well.
I just need to see your passer. Because if you have accessible pass, you can park in there. If you don't have accessible pass, you have to park.
We've got the vans. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, sir. You have to go and park where the other ones are parked. Sorry. If you don't have
Can I park behind that red car? I'll park where I parked yesterday, which is just by that grass.
No, you cannot park in here if you don't have an accessible pass to show me. If you have a pass to show me, I will allow you to park in there. If you
Oh dear, that was funny. That she wasn't going to have an Ollie in there, but just to put a bit of context into that, what happened was yesterday we went in exactly the same way, got the right passes and everything, because I was with Ollie and Martin in Ollie's car, and we just went round through those bollards and parked in front there where the bollards were. So all Ollie was trying to do was do exactly the same as he was allowed to do yesterday. He'd got the exact same paperwork he had yesterday, but this lady was not going to have it, that he was not going through there. I parked behind him, and all he wanted to do was do exactly as he did yesterday, which was fine with the person on the gate yesterday. All the right passes, but no, not allowed. Anyway, oh dear. So, right, this is start of day 2. Lot to see. Got to look at a lot of crops this time, which I didn't look at yesterday, crop plots and trials and things, and no doubt there'll be plenty of people to talk to as well. So, hope you enjoy day 2. Horsch have a big stand as always. Very well made equipment. I always like these sprinter drills somehow. A lot of room in them. Tyres at the front to firm it. Narrow coulters. A lot of trash flow through there if you want, and then your tines to level out as well before the rear roller. Hello, you okay? So I like this system. So what this is, you have a hopper on the front of your tractor with a seed in, and then here though you've got, and you can put fertiliser in here as well. That's why there's 2 outlets, and it blows it down the side of the tractor. You have this on the back, so your toolbar you call it on the back, that you've got your seed, your discs on this one, and then you have it on the back, and then the seed is blown from here and fertiliser through here into this tube here, and then it up into the distribution outlets, and the air that's blown by a fan on the hopper here, and then the seed whirls around in the top there, and it goes down all the tubes down here, and that's the tubes that carry it, the seed, if you look down into the ground, and that's how you get your stripes and your rows of corn. And if you don't want a disc attachment, you can have a tine attachment on the back, so if you get wet weather and you want, so you've got a lot more trash or something, and you want a tine, you can put this on the back instead of the disc, and you can just see a huge amount of room through there. Obviously that's straight in a straight line, so that's the row width, whether the rows are 25 centimetres possibly like they are on the Avatar, but huge trash flow through there. Really good system. And here's a trailed version of what we've just seen. See through there. big hopper, that'll be split for seed and fertiliser. Just have a quick look in here if I can get up. Undo that handle. Just slides. There we go. So that's one hopper. Can't quite see down in the bottom there. There's the outlet. So the hopper's divided in the middle for seed and fertiliser. Next door to the Horsch stand, we've got some peas here. We used to grow peas. The thing I like about peas is it's a good crop. When you move them here, you should be able to move there. Look at that, how it moves all the way right down. That shows that they're good at standing because they all intertwine. You know, the pods are where the flowers are. They're not, no pods in here. The bottom ones might be starting to form, but the peas we used to grow, I think there's a variety called Solara years ago. Some of you might remember that. Fantastic standing variety, and I remember the last year, well, we did 3 tonnes to the acre, which is unbelievable for legumes, especially for peas. But beans, of course, we're growing the Capulet beans now to make baked beans. Great entry for wheat, except they're always a bit late to harvest, which means you're late getting your other crop in if you're not careful. But people are putting an SFI crop in now instead of beans. These are all different varieties through there. So people are putting an SFI crop in now instead of beans, because beans are not regular enough or not a secure income. Oilseed rape, we're not having rape at the minute because of flea beetle, but we might go back to that. Look down there through the crop. Who is this? Oh, KWS. We'll have a quick look in here. Hybrid rye. Some people are growing it for feed, some people are growing it for an AD plant. There we go, whole crop, all grain. Just go up these steps. Looking down into it. Spring wheat. Just see it coming into here. It's normally a bit behind winter wheat, not quite harvested as early. Spring barley here. Now the difference here, I'm going to just explain this. So this is what we call a 6-row. So here we go, 6-row feed variety. So if you look at that, I'll just pull one of those ears off. So you can see here that we've got, let's just pull an ear off here, and then I'll put them on here and we'll show you the difference. So if you look at that, so that one has just got 2 rows of grain up either side of the main stem, whereas this one has got 6, and that's why they call it a 6-row barley. It's got grains all around it. They're normally only feed varieties that are like this, and they're a hybrid, but they normally give a lot more yield, or can do. But the problem is, if you're not there, they are side by side. Look at the difference. But the problem you can get with them is, when they shed and you drop seed at harvest, which you always do, they can be a devil to control in the next crop. You get a lot of volunteers, as we call them. Looks a nice barley, that one. So good lot of people here, always is at KWS. I think they're a German company. We do with sugar beet, you know, we grow sugar beet as well, and we've got some KWS, new KWS varieties we're trying for them. This is the one we've got. Don't know how you quite pronounce that. You've seen us grow that. We've got that in the ground now. Cranium, we've got some cranium, as you know.
There we are. On YouTube.
Brilliant. That's what I love about doing this job. Yeah, cranium. We've got some cranium, as you all know. It's just starting to flower. So the ear spray really ought to have been on now, or just coming on. Bit of disease in here. When you look, you need green leaf area to maximise yield, because green leaf is photosynthesis, and the more you can get, the better. Seeing this old tractor and the plough here brings back memories of a story my father told me, that when he was a young lad, his dad bought a plough like this one, a real old one, and his dad asked him to go and pick it up, and it was like this. It was running on the back wheel, and he couldn't get it lifted up because they're only trailed, you see, there's no 3-point linkage. And he brought it all the way back from Lincoln, which was probably 8 miles, on the road behind an old tractor or behind a car. I can't remember how he brought it now, like this. But this is a drainage machine for putting land drains in. You've got GPS, you see at the top there, so getting straight and getting all the levels. And they'll have a coils of pipe will be sat on here. So the big rolls of pipe are sat on there. Then the pipe will go up through the guiders, through that's a guider, through there, and then it will drop down. Pipe will drop down there, down through here into the ground. It will be laid in the ground under there, and then have another machine running alongside the elevator. I haven't got one here, that elevates the stone, puts the stone into this little hopper, and then it filters out through here. You can see there's a gap above there. And you'll set that, and that puts the what we call the porous filling above the drain, and that then helps the drains work better, more efficiently. And that gravel that this here puts in is where we want to be going through with our mole plough that we bought a week or two ago. See, there's the auger. That's the thing that goes through the ground, going around, that works the soil, that actually makes the trench and moves the soil out the way. So this is down one of the smaller stand areas, but everybody's saying, and you can see it here, the walkways are too narrow, way too narrow. When you look back there at people getting through, you can't walk past people. Really narrow. Here's our drainage company, DMJ. That's who does our work. Here we are. This shows the drainage machine to a T. So there's your roll of pipe. Goes up over there. You can see the big auger there that's cutting the soil, and then you've got the big lake there going in where it's dropping the pipe down, and then here's your cart for your stone, elevating it into the little hopper, and that's going down in the ground and putting a certain depth of stone above the drain. So all that's finished. Then they come with another machine and just push that soil in. There we go. You can see that. And then when you look above, there's one there. That's a photo from above. So looking at the stone that goes in, this is what they're using at the minute, which is sort of recycled aggregate, crushed bricks and everything. That's the size of it, all different sizes. So that's what's used in there, and that goes above the drain. Of course, with it being stone, it helps to drain the field, and it helps to make the drains work better. There is opportunities here if you're looking for a career in land drainage. DMJ. That is where to contact if you're interested. Great company. Drainage is hugely important in food production. So this is concrete structures to make grain walling inside buildings, so you can section buildings off. Great, thanks. Just showing this is a bit of a version of what we've got up at our Heath farm. So where do we start? So this is where, say, it's on a continual cycle here, but say here the grain's tipped in. This is the auger that feeds it. So that's then the vertical elevator, and it's got little buckets on there, and you can see as it comes round the top here, it's emptying. This is where the grain's emptying, drops into here, and then this is what we call a chain and flight conveyor. It's, you can see they've got a little chip in the grass there, but it's chain and flight, dropping it in, and then this is carrying all the grain through here, and you can see that's what it's like. That's how it's moving the grain, and you can see the grain there dropping it back in. That's what it's like above. Obviously it's going back round and dropping it back in here to do another continual cycle. So this is just for demonstration purposes, that just shows how a chain and flight vertical and horizontal system operates. Aha, Sencrop. We've got one of their weather stations that we're sort of using and helping to promote. Really good as well, because you've got a whole network across the country. You can all log into your friends' farms, other parts of the country, and see what weather they've got. But really good. You've got wind speed, soil temperature, and everything here. Just with the guys at Sencrop, and this is what they do for the Cereals Event site. They have a station on the site and put a weather forecast on for the. This is the actual location of where we are, is it?
Yeah. So that'll move next year then. So that will relocate that forecast to be local to where the event will be next year.
Fantastic. So we are outside the Hutchinson stand, and they sell agrochemicals and fertilisers, agronomy, advice, all that sort of things, same as Agri do. Great organisation, good team in there. And this is down one of the avenues. I'm just in the Hutchinson stand and just been shown the Omnia digital farming system, and we are struggling to integrate Gatekeeper into John Deere and in the Ops Centre, so this is an alternative. So all the farm is mapped, and then you can put the different cropping in, which shows, so there's a reflection on the screen, which shows, that's it, thank you, which shows what's up. There's always one, isn't there? So, right, that's great. Now, plans. There we go.
So we've got the spray plans, most of these are completed at the moment. The green ones that we can see are published.
So you can see winter wheat plan, oilseed rape, barley.
Peas.
Yeah, and then they're completed or waited to be completed. That's you, so they're all being tabled like that.
Yeah, so you group that by crop, we can split that by, say, month as well, if you want to sort of break that by month, or season as well. You can also sort of have that by, say, second wheats, first wheats, whatever you want to sort of view that on, really.
Interesting feature here is that auto sort products. So just added Alimax there, and that one's been tanked first, so automatically it takes it to the top of the list. So you fill up in the order that these plans, these chemicals are on the plan. So this is an iPad, which could be a sprayer controller, and this shows you which fields you want to spray. So you tick which fields you want and which you don't, and then there's like a load planner down here. So yeah, and you can see there, just do that again, you can see that information there, number of loads you can see there's changing. So purely on the fields you've selected and what you want to spray for that tank load. Just looking at the cost analysis of this, we always want to know how much it costs to produce a tonne of everything, and there's an actual pound per tonne map here that's linked into yield. So you can see down there, we're looking at that £172 per tonne to grow the crop in that area, yet you go up here where it's a red area and that's £304, and you might wonder why is that costing more to produce there than it is lower down, and it's linked to yield. Obviously that patch is lower yielding than that, but you've got the whole zones, every part of the field's mapped, and then you've got all the crops up here, so you click into that, and then all you've got your seed costs for that field, herbicides, you can break them down there, and they all. These are all the various companies that the system's compatible with. And of course we're looking at John Deere, which are there, which is great news. So we've got a full analysis page here where you can look at the yields and margins of each crop. So that was interesting, looking at the Omnia system from Hutchinson's. We do have a problem with Gatekeeper linking to Green Star on the John Deere system and managing to download stuff from the cloud. It just doesn't work, it takes ages. So looking at this system, see whether it works or not, but what they haven't got working yet is the cloud system where we can pull it from Ops Centre, which is up in the cloud, down into the office, into my laptop on completed application data. So that's what we need to look at, and they'll be getting that working apparently this winter. There's quite a few bits in there that I didn't show you because it would just made this video too long, but you got the gist of it, of how farming now is so technical. This is always an interesting little avenue, and especially a company like this, quite a lot of old buildings. they've got gutterings that's leaking and things, and you want to make a seamless gutter. So you can actually do this with various companies, and this is one company that will do it. If anybody's got buildings that have got old gutters, you see they bend it. They bend, make a gutter out of any shape, bend it to suit the application, to suit the building. There's an ideal case. They've got asbestos left and right going into it. It'd have been an old asbestos guttering, and that's a new. Here we've got here British Sugar. See if any of my local guys are here. Oh, there's Matt over there. Look at that. Look at that. Thank you, Matt. What's that we got there? Oh,
premium burger with cheese and onions.
Look at that, and a coffee. Thank you. Yeah. So that was very welcome at British Sugar. Thanks, Matt, for that. We're just carrying on round now and going a bit back up the other end, have a look at some crops. So we've just got to the FCN stand here, and we've got Annie, who used to work at Addington, and Georgie in white here. Say hello, girls. Ollie and Martin have found them again. We left them this morning, as you saw. The fun we had driving in here. We're just with Charlie Island here, cheerful Charlie from Clarkson's farm. I know him, and Ollie and Martin were just having a laugh with him, and somebody's come up and wanted a selfie with Charlie. So nearly 2:30, so we're going to head across to the Houseman stand again to chat to people who come on the stand. Have put it out that I'm going to be around, and our sprayer's going to be on there. Just walking past the Syngenta stand here and the DSV stand. Nice afternoon now, as you can see. It's warmed up a lot and there's no rain on the horizon, which is great. Got some different trials here. NIAB, National Institutes of Agricultural Botany from Cambridge. Hold a huge number of trials. A lot of companies pay them to do a lot of trials for them. Blackgrass control, interesting. We're getting on top of that, luckily. I'm looking for, there's a machine called a Zern here, because I want to talk you through it about what I see the problem with it in controlling blackgrass, and I'm trying to find it, which I will do before we're finished. Looking at these, I would say these are untreated. No green leaf left in there at all, which will significantly impact the yield. When you look at that, just yellow in there. Then, looking at Oxford, this is a variety that we've got a little bit of this next year. It's in the ground now. Still diseased up, but not as bad as some of the others. Then coming on to the older varieties. You can just see straight away between these two varieties the difference. So Dawson's disease resistance is a lot better than Glebe. So that's the end of the second midweek Warder's Waffle. So you've got two this week, which I didn't envisage on putting in, but I hope you've enjoyed a quick look around the cereals event. I've still got a bit more from day two to post, and I'll post that on Sunday's regular update, which will go out at 8 AM on Sunday morning. So half that will be about the cereals event and half will be from stuff at home. So hope you've enjoyed this, and thanks very much for watching Insight into the cereals event, and we'll see you Sunday 8 AM.